Welcome back to episode 28 of the Bazooka Kickboxing series, back again with Abiel Delgado. And our last episode was talking about the 45 kick versus the round kick. And in that episode, I talked a lot about elbow positioning as a way to vary your kick in order to land that strike better. So the same concept is going to go with landing our left hook to the body a little bit more. So we're going to work left hooks to the body to attack the liver, and we're going to add in the shovel punch. And that's going to determine from the positioning of your opponent's elbows. But just to warm up, we're going to go, and Abiel's just using a body shield here, which is the easiest way. And there's different targets. So the first one is we're going to throw a little bit more round. So this is where I'm focusing more on the outside, hitting those obliques, the ribs on the outside. I'm not gonna talk too much about the technical side of it because we covered it in 2 other episodes. So if you're watching this episode and you want to know more about the technique, go back a few episodes, watch the changing levels with the left hook, as well as the left hook episode early on in the series. So I'm going to load up and I'm just going to focus on attacking more round. This is more when your opponent has his elbows a little tighter. It's hard to tell here, but when we do partner drills, we'll see it. But it's more when your elbows, partner's elbows are more pinned. They're covering their liver with their elbow. This way I'm going to shoot around. Get my head off the center and shoot around. The other shot I'm going to mix up is more of that shovel hook. So that first one is coming more round. The second one, I'm keeping my elbow a little tighter to my body, and I'm going to come more of a shovel. This is your shovel punch. So you're going to mix up the angle. Sometimes you might shoot it straight to the body. Sometimes I might angle it a little bit. Usually that little bit of an angle instead of going straight will hit that liver a little nicer, and you get more damage with that shot. So when I'm doing this drill now, I'm going to constantly mix up my angles. I'll come round, I'll come on the inside, more on a 45. So constantly change angles. And this is not just about the lead side. We're going to mix in our power side as well. So I can shovel to the body this way, round, and play with different angles. So here we go. I usually like to start with singles to get comfortable with it. After I get comfortable with my singles, I'll start adding doubles, triples, and I'll start alternating sides. A little bit more angles. I'm even changing it up. I might go round on my right side, shoveled on my left side, constantly changing up. I might double up the same hand. Might go round inside, round, round, shovel, shovel, round, shovel, constantly mixing them up. All right, once I'm comfortable, I can add more set combinations. And one of the best ways to dig the body is to get your opponent's elbows and positioning up. So the way we're going to drill this with the pads is we're going to set up our body punches with straight punches. The most simple is to start with the jab. So I can start with my jab, come in and rip the body on angles. Okay. And as the pad holder, you could always call as the coach saying, if you want more of the round or shovel, you can call it out or allow your fighter to just, flow and mix up on his own. Okay, we're gonna add a 1-2. Okay, now that Abiel doesn't have the body pad on, you can see his elbow positioning and how the punches are going to land. So he has his arms tight here, wherever his hand position is, you can find. So if I throw my traditional hook to the body and the liver shot, he has it defended. So you have to use a little bit more strategy. So from here, I could mix it up. If his elbow position's there, I might shovel, which causes him to defend in here, and then I have my shot here. So the important part is being precise with your punches to get the best benefit. Don't just hit the guard. And that's the biggest mistake when people are doing drills. They end up hitting the partner's defense because they want to make them feel comfortable, but you're not really learning to set up the punches. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start just as we ended off, and I'm going to use straight punches. And depending on how Abiel defends my punches is how I'm going to attack the body. So this is the drill. You can start at set combinations just like we did outside. So if you're a coach watching this video, you can just have a set combination. So some of my favorite setup combinations would be jab to the head. I have my body shot. I can go 1, 2, hit the body, right? I can go off my right hand, shoot different angles. So as a coach, you can start it as a set, but because I want to get through the series a little bit quicker, and otherwise the series will be many, many years and it'll never end. But I'm gonna just flow with it. And to make this drill more advanced, and this is what I do more with my advanced pro fighters, let them be the artist. And the problem is if you overcoach your guys sometimes, it confuses them. So let your fighters be themselves, a little bit more natural, and let the drill unfold. So I'm gonna use my straight punches and I'm gonna react to his defense. Now for some of my more advanced followers, you can mix in some angles here. So I can shoot up here and angle off if I want. I can even mix in some hooks to set up the body punches. Just constantly change. I want Abiel reacting a little bit more to the punch. And you can tell I'm not throwing all of my straight punches with a lot of power. I'm touching. And then when I see an opening, I'll rip the body to the opening. Okay, Abiel, few back. And the last part of this drill that you can add is after you hit the body, it's important to teach your fighters to go to the head. So I set up my punches to the head, I find the body positioning. Now from here, I want to make sure I finish back to the head for the knockout. So let's build that in. Abiel and I will just combo back and forth. I go, he goes. So Abiel's back on the long bag. Same strategy that we started off and ended with. He's going to use his straight punches to set up his body. And once he hits the body, he's going to finish with a head combination. So head, body, head. And he's going to constantly change angles with his body punches. I want him to use his right punches to the body a little bit more. So his right shovel punch, right hook to the body. And remember, combinations are endless. Constantly mix up different variations. You might double up your right hand, double up your left hand. You could even, after you hit the body or the head, I want Abiel to finish with his low kick. Boom. That's one variation. Another variation, I'm going to get him to start with his low kick, then go to his hands and finish low kick. So kick, punch, kick, but I want him focusing on the body after the low kick. Beautiful. Changing levels and building combinations. All right, so I'm going to be using the wall pad to demonstrate some body punches. I want you to understand, when I'm using this, I'm envisioning my opponent. So if I'm picturing these are his elbows, I could mix around the elbow, I can hit on my liver, or I can shovel here. So constantly changing angles with my body punch. I'm going to set them up with high punches. One thing I like about this bag is after I hit the body, I have the option of uppercuts, because hitting the body and following uppercut is a very good strategy to hit that chin. Okay, discussing some common mistakes when attacking the body using the shovel versus your round hooks. It's the same as the other hook positioning, and so I'm going to talk about when hitting the body, having your hand positioning drop. Big mistake, because when you're attacking the body, you're in close range, you're in punch range, your partner's going to counter. Usually when you see those double knockouts, it's usually because two people are throwing hooks at the same time. So make sure your hand position's nice and tight. The second mistake when attacking the body is not using this rotation in your body. If you're just punching the body like this, there's no power and you're not going to do enough damage to the body. The good part about the body, and a lot of times if you don't knock out your opponent to the body, what happens is it brings their hand position down, which opens the head, which leads to the other mistake, is hitting the body and that's it. If you hit the body, it opens up so many different areas and holes in your opponent's guard. So hit the body, go back to the head. So that's why we're throwing a lot of head, body, head combinations. Or if I hit the body, maybe I'll go to another level like my low kick. So the body really opens up other targets and it'll allow you to get those knockouts a lot easier. The last one I want to talk about is being predictable with your body punching combinations. Make sure you change it up. Don't always go left, right, left. Change the cadence, change the rhythm, change the angle. The more you change, the harder it is for your opponent to adapt, the more effective your body punches are going to be, which again will lead to more knockouts in the end. That's episode 28 of the Bazooka Kickboxing series, talking about body hooks and shovel punches. Remember, change your combinations up, vary up the angles. The more you change the angle, the harder it is for your opponent to defend. Get their elbows in, hit the outside. Open their elbows, hit the inside. Finish to the head, finish to the leg. Constantly change up your rhythm, the tempo, which we'll get into more in a later episode. But next week, we're going to probably do a few-part series, and I'm going to talk about my favorite weapon, which is the low kick. So looking forward to share it, and we're going to do multiple parts of that. So stay tuned, and yeah, keep practicing, keep liking, keep sharing. Let's get this viewership up. Support the cause, bazookasquad.com. Support the guys behind the camera, DB Vault, and we'll see you next week.